of the Trump administration, Operation Warp Speed, for which they should get some real credit, as well as obviously Moncef Slaoui and the whole team. Thank you so much, Dr. Fauci. Appreciate it.
All I can explain the side effects I had were, I mean, this is, people may think this is funny, but it could only be described as a severe hangover, is basically the best way I could describe it as. The first shot. The second shot was just kind of a mild hangover, but the first one was a severe hangover. I had a headache. When I talked to my doctor, he goes, well, you know, that could be placebo and a bunch of other stuff. He goes, what else? I go, my arm hurts. And it hurt for 2 or 3 days. And supposedly that is basically the telltale sign that you actually have an immune response occurring. And I knew when I had those side effects, I was like, this is not a placebo effect, because I expected to get placebo. I went in expecting that. It's not like it's World War II and you can go join the army. So I'm limited to, with my work, I'm very, very involved in coronavirus. Every day I represent.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wahab, Kodash. Say double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, this is the brother Gabar Yahweh Duff from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another lesson. And this lesson is on this video that you've seen right in front of you. It's like the tail end of this video, which is a good video because the brother puts basically it's like a collage of different interviews about the vaccine, you know, and you know, how it's going to be distributed, who's going to get it. And you know, right now they have the so-called Negroes or black people, so-called Native people, Native American people, and the Latinos. We're the ones that they pegged as the prime candidates or the prime people that they want to inoculate. You know what I'm saying? And so you look at this devil. He's talking. He works with Pfizer, and he kept mentioning placebo. He's like, this is not a placebo effect. You know, this is real or whatever. You know, and we don't know how true this is. You know, Esau tell you anything to get you chipped up, to get you pumped up with this poison, man, because that's exactly what it is. There's a concoction of poison. Even out their own mouth, they say that something like this takes years to develop, and all of a sudden they got to develop in a matter of months. You know, just throwing money at it. More money they threw at it, the faster it got done quicker. And, you know, it's all BS, man. You know, this devil said, oh, it's a severe hangover. It's a side effects, man. You know, in him. But you don't know how that's going to affect Jake. You don't know how people, so-called underlying issues are going to be affected by it, you know. And you can't trust this man. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. The same devil that dragged us over here, had us drug over here in chattel slavery, still doesn't or still isn't mindful about what happened to us because of that experience. It still doesn't recognize our plight. This devil, all of a sudden, he wants to save the most vulnerable people in America, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the tribes. That doesn't make any sense. Here it is. These people look at us as their enemies. They don't look at us as allies. They don't look at us as useful agents in their society. You know, and then you got these big pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer, okay, who basically are legal drug dealers, who push a bunch of drugs on our people via the medical system here in America, which doesn't help you out. So what make you think that this devil of all people is really got a heart for us? Again, lest Satan should get the advantage, so we are not ignorant of his devices. Jake that's asleep, Jake that don't understand, you know, you're gonna take to something like this. But you gotta be wise, especially when dealing with this devil, man, and listening to what he say, because you don't know. No, there's no proof that this man got a shot of anything. He could just be an actor, you know. He could just be a paid actor who they pay him to say certain words and certain things, man, and try to look as genuine as possible. But we're not ignorant of you Edomites' devices, man, because you're Satan on the earth, man. All right, real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself To whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. You see? So here it is. This dude, he's evil to his own self. So who is he going to be good to? He don't even care about the least of his own people. What make you think that this man care about us? When they showed us nothing but hatred. And now this shows you that these devils, these super elite, they trying to strike Jake at the highest level, man. It ain't just the local KK guy. It ain't just the local manager at the store that's hating on Jake. This is top brass, man. And what's going to happen when Jake start dropping dead like flies, man? You know, are they going to swoop in and save the day? Look at Katrina. They was not in a rush to help the so-called black people in Katrina. You had Jake screaming, where FEMA at? Now all of a sudden this man has got this disease or this virus that started all the way somewhere in China. The Chinese ain't even talking about this disease no more. Wuhan, China, they not even talking about this thing where it's supposedly originated from. Now they're talking about Jakes. They're talking about us. They're using these inflated numbers, and they're trying to fool the people, man. But again, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness. You know, it says, verse 8, it says, verse 6, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness. And if he doth any good, or if he doth good, he doth it unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness. So this devil, if he gonna do any good, he doing that unwillingly. He's not trying to do good purposely, man. And in the end, his wickedness is gonna be found out. So again, like, you know, these devils, man, you can't be listening to what these devils say, man. I don't care what kind of accolades they have or what kind of paperwork they got on them. You know, all that shit can be falsified. We live in America, Jack. You know what I'm saying? And it could be made to look like legit, but in reality, it's fake. Who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And even the reporter, even the so-called reporter, of all the people that got to get this so-called vaccination, Salakia, let me find this dude. Of all the people that got to get the vaccination, this dude say out his own mouth that he's the last to get it.
On the priority list, like me, for example, I'm not people. And then just to drill down on the idea of when most people, the lowest ones on the priority list, like me, for example, I'm not high on the priority list. When will I be able to get?
Like, so they not scaring the so-called white man. They not frightening him with it. They told him that he's the least to get it. Out of all, like, the white man's body is stronger than ours. Like, his physical makeup is stronger than ours. Like, really? Come on, man. It's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. He's the last in line. He's not on a so-called priority list. You know, and he's acting like he's all concerned about getting it. Or when can I get it? When can my family get it? And then this devil, you know, this devil on the left, he basically told him, like, hey, you can get it because you're willing to get it, and you can get it by the end of April. But they gonna roll on Jake. You know? They gonna roll on Jake, and Jake in the world, they know what's happening, man. Hold on, Sloppy.
Us. So the whole key is this. They said they wanted to make it to where when we shipped, that's how our money and everything, that's how we'll use that. Guess what? The whole key is this. Social distances. Then in a minute, nobody need to touch money because everybody's going to get sick. Social distancing. That's the mask, us keeping us away from each other. So then after that, guess what? Now they done put this chip in us, so now nobody has to touch anybody because you can't transfer money. Think about it. Think about it.
How about the DNA changes? They don't want us to produce.
No, they don't. They don't want us to produce because we'll be stronger and be more united. They don't want that. Everything they're doing, they're trying to kill off our population.
Because they look at us as we are their enemy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so like he said, the same devil that look at you like his enemy, now all of a sudden he's concerned with your well-being and health. He creates cigarettes, he creates drugs, He can create a myriad of things that break you down every day and legalizes these things. And now all of a sudden, he cares about your well-being. And the ones that they really don't want populating are the Israelites, man. They look at the whole world as a place overfilled with goyim, or so-called cattle. But the cattle that they really don't want is the children of Israel, which Jake did say something that was, on point. He said that they don't want us to unite, which the ones that's uniting is the Israelites, man, and chiefly the elect. So their job is to exterminate us, man. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of us, man. So again, watch to see what happens, after this Operation Warp Speed, and watch who they're going to direct it to, man. And I guarantee you it's going to be the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which a lot of Jakes, they ain't trying to take it, man. Even this dude, the devil said out of his own mouth that they trying to figure out a way to get people to take it that don't want to take it. And the main people that don't want to take it is the Israelites, man, because every time you fall for this man's scheme, you get nothing but railroaded, man. And then he said they're going to be incentives to take this. So basically, like, you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you can't interact in the world unless you got proof that you took this shit. You see? So again, lest we be ignorant, lest we be let me get that real quick. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Salaki. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. And we're not ignorant of your devices of entrapment. And we already know what your end goal is. The end goal is that chip, man. And when it comes out, then what you going to say? All you detractors, all you people that come up against the word of Yahweh Shem Shai, and the apostles and the prophets, and the elders of Great Millstone, all you people that come up against them, you're going to be wrong, man. Because ain't nobody talking about using a white woman as a currency in this global economic sphere, man. Ain't nobody talking about using embargoes, which shows the simplicity of Jake. If they don't even know what an embargo is, that they would apply it to a person. Weird, man. None of that's going to be used. The pictures of Cesare Borgia is not going to be used to purchase items. It's going to be that RFID chip, man, so that you can buy and sell. And so with that, I want to say shalom and on to the next.